Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Well, all right. It's Friday, known as Funky Friday around here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where we have a new winner. We have a new winner. Well, actually, you've done it before, and you've done it before, so it's okay. But we'll accept the challenge. By the way, we're on a channel where you win some, you lose some. There's some weird. It's so strange, this hodgepodge of things happening around the world in the world of the Alphabet City community. And also, I notice I've been noticing more and more the hysterics of the left. That's one good example there of how the description of what will happen in a second Trump presidency will be. And I'm not even sure why I'm using that as the title today, just because, it's Friday and I don't really care because it's Q&A day. And that's the most important thing about Friday. So I hope you have some questions ready because our friend Avocados Diaboli is not going to be here today. So I hope some of you pick up the slack because we need questions. And look, on Q&A day, in fact, let me do this. I haven't even set up Q&A. Let's set up the Q&A. Get it ready now because you got to start thinking. It can be related to something we talk about. It can be related to nothing we're talking about. You can ask me personal questions. You can ask me general questions, or you can ask me, well, let's just say questions that make me go, what the fuck? So I don't care. You can ask me. It's ask me anything, and I mean anything. Now, make sure if it's super like weird personal, I may not go too into depth. But anyway, Friday Q&A, ask me anything, and that's that there. I put that'll show up at the top there. I'll make sure I know who's first here. Who's first? I hope I can still see it. I think I can. Okay, let's start the show by saying hi to everybody and we'll get into it. By the way, I do have my cup of reparations coffee in the famous Your Life Matters cup because, sure, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, Asian lives matter, Jewish lives matter, brown people's lives matter, but most importantly, your life matters to me. And that's the message that everyone should have to all their fellow humans on this planet, that your life matters, unless you're a shitbag terrorist. But no, your life matters, and I hope you know that, and I want you to know that, even in times of difficulty, there are people who care about you. And so that's the message of my cup, is that your life matters. So I think they're still on my, if you click that Shopee thingy, whatever, I think you can get the cups and shirts and stuff like that. But I think that's a very important message for the world, because that's all people want to know. When look, I know the Black Lives Matter organizations have problems, to say the least. But I think part of the thing that a lot of those people out there who march in the streets or whatever, they just want to think they matter. And so sometimes, you don't have to be political about it. This is just going to be just say, hey man, someone you see there that you may know, just let them know, hey, man, your life matters. There's someone out here who cares about you. So anyway, all right. Let's see here. Let's say hi to everybody first in the chat over on Rumble. And see, when AD's not here, I get to say some new names, and I appreciate that. But sometimes you beat him to the punch. But today, first in Rumble is Mr. Jimmy Das Hotep gets the bell. Yeah. Also, good morning to Mike Savage, Blarg. And to the other, wow, there's another 13 people watching on Rumble. If you're watching on Rumble, say hi. Just put a hi in the chat. Even if you have two windows open and you're just trying to, do something in the, to help me algorithmically, say hi in the chat. That would be great. And if you're new here, you're watching on Rumble and you have no idea what's going on, say hi in the chat because I want to know who you are. I like to say hi to new peoples. All right. Over on YouTube, first in chat was Somnambule Nation. Is that right? Wait, I hope that's right. Or is it Mike Savage? No. Wait. Yeah, it was Mike. Yeah, it was Somnambule Nation. Welcome to the show. And also, thank you for tweeting out the show. You always do that for me. I really appreciate it. Good morning, Resolute Germ. Yeah. There. Now, someone did it. Someone said hi in the chat and Rumble that wasn't saying it before. Say hi in Rumble. Also, good morning to Willie. What's up? Good morning. JB's in the house. Also, my favorite Canadian Jaeger pony, Kara Soldiers in the house. Jimmy Das Hotep, of course. Also, good morning to Unacceptable Views. Good morning to Jesse Leon. What's up? Welcome back. Nice to see you here live. Good morning, Zed the Snarky, Simon Wolfwood. I already said Mike Savage, Blarg. Lord Stanhope's in the house. GDSOB, what's happening? Big Dave, 1066. Good morning, Rod Line, Anna Lynn. And is that it? No, wait, there's another one. Rick Ashbringer is in the house. I said Rod Line. Green Badger Outdoors, what's up? And that looks like everybody. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. So, all right, it's good to have y'all here. It's Friday. We kind of have a loose, not so formal show. On Fridays, we do the Q&A. Make sure you start dropping some Q&A questions and stuff. And let's have fun with that. One thing, I know AD asked some silly questions, but it's always fun. He asked some crazy stuff. As long as we don't talk about those, what were those the ants he keeps bringing up? The self-replicating something ants. I can't remember, but I still haven't figured that one out. But anyway, it is fun when he had some really crazy questions. Also, quick thank you to the people who have already either posted the show, reposted the show, or whatever. First, let's see. Oh my goodness. 1279. Okay, Somnambule Nation, of course, because you always beat me to the punch. Also, thank you, Man Squatch, for retweeting somebody. You retweeted Somnambule Nation's post. Thank you. Also, Jimmy Das Hotep put out the links. And now, I don't know who the hell rumble.com user follow my Rumble is. And they have no followers. But they posted it. So thank you. If you're here, I don't know. And then also, Somnambule Nation retweeted mine. And then there's the people who liked it. Someone named Mimi, who's one of these fake accounts. Oh, wait. No, it's not a fake account. Mimi has a lot of followers and only following 21 people. That's a real person. I don't know who did that. Anyway. Also, oh my goodness, here we go. We have our first sponsor of the day. Let's put the main on here. All right. Thank you, Gunfox61. Oh, I didn't do the here, hang on a second. Let me fix the donation goal because wait, what the hell's here? There we go. Let me fix the donation goal because it's got to restart. Give me a second. Oh my gosh, what the hell's going on with my computer? Oh gosh, it died for a second. We made it close to the goal. We made it within $5 of the goal yesterday. That was pretty cool. Daily donation goal, and that's only on Streamlabs. It only adds up on Streamlabs, but that's okay. The daily donation goal is 60, and we're starting at 10 because Gunfox is already on the spot. 0504 224. There we go. Now we got our daily. There, now we're set. There's our daily donation goal. Thank you, Gunfox, for getting us 16% of that goal with a Hamilton in the tip jar. Very much appreciated. And you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. And it says, oh, really now? It does, huh? That's the message. And there's a link attached to it. And let's see what that link is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. And this is going to be on the show. Anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to do this one now. Because when you can hijack the show with the Hamilton, and I will automatically, well, not automatically, but go to that article right away. So we'll do trending topics later. I'm going to go straight to this article because this is on the agenda today. Because this is kind of weird. It's kind of weird that the president did something with protocols in the House. What's up, Hotep and Bill? And Gunfox, the amazing administrator of the P-Dog Night Discord server, is in the house. All right, let me go to this article right away because this is Joe Biden sometimes is confusing. He's a confused man, and I'm confused. I'm concerned. I'm concerned when he talks about things that. Well, here, let's just read the article. So apparently, Joe Biden was bashing not just Japan was one of them, but Japan, India, China, and some other countries by calling them xenophobic. So during a fundraiser in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, President Joe Biden appeared to be critical of one of the United States' close allies, saying that Japan is xenophobic. Now, I know, in a sense, I suppose they might be. I don't know. But I don't know if it's good for the president of the United States to start calling names. Because listen. When Americans of the leftward Democrat media, entertainment, I know this is all redundant, political bias, use words that end in phobic or isms, they're usually meant as a grave insult. Okay. And even though Japan may well be very xenophobic, which they kind of are. I mean, they kind of try to keep their Japan, make Japan again. You know what I mean? And keep Japan again. Hello. Hi, patio furniture. Because they're not a multicultural society like we are. And that's okay. If they don't want to be a multicultural society, they don't have to. If they want to be one, they can certainly start importing people from all around the world. But Joe Biden saying that's probably not a good idea. I'm just saying. So anyway, the remarks from Biden also saw him group Japan with Russia and China.
China is asshole.
When talking about how their economies are performing compared to those that embrace immigration. Now, wait a minute. Is there something really bad going on in the Japanese economy? Because I'm not sure what that is. I know Russia and Japan have their issues, but Russia and China
is asshole.
But I don't know how he's lumping them together with Japan. So let's see. So here's what he said. Here's a quote from Joseph Rahim Biden. One of the reasons our economy is growing is because of you and many others. Why? Because we welcome immigrants. Wait, what? Is that why our economy is growing? I did not know that. Is that why? Okay. Let me finish what he said. He said, according to reporters, at a fundraiser with Asian American and Pacific Islanders supporters. So he's talking to Asian Americans. These are Americans, please. I wish we'd stop doing this, but he did. They did this. Asian American and Pacific Island supporters. So maybe just Americans of a different descent, right? This is according to, this is CNN. The reason, this is Joe Biden again. The reason, look, think about it. Why is China stalling so bad economically? Why is Japan having trouble? Why is Russia? Well, look. If those economies are stalling, a lot of it has to do with how our economy is doing. Y'all realize, because we buy a lot of their shit, and we buy a lot of the shit from China, and whenever our economy falters, it affects the rest of the world because we buy more shit than anybody else, and we have 340 million people that buy a lot of shit, and when we can't afford to buy more shit, they can't sell us more shit. You know what I mean? So maybe that's part of it, but I digress. But Biden continued by saying, because they're xenophobic, they don't want immigrants. Immigrants are what make us strong. What? Japan definitely has massive population problem. They're not reproducing. Nobody's fucking over there. Anyway, because they're having problems because they're xenophobic? Is that really? Their remarks from Biden come after he boasted about the U.S.-Japan alliance during a state dinner in which he hosted Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. And today, without question, our alliance is literally stronger than it has ever been, Biden said during the dinner, adding that both countries share the same common value, the same values, the same commitment to democracy and freedom to dignity. Okay. So in the same meal, speech, whatever, you called them xenophobic, which like I said, they kind of are. But look, that wasn't meant as a compliment. And their economy has nothing to do with whether or not they let in a ton of immigrants or not. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It's not. Who was it said they do definitely have a population problem. By the way, good morning, furry kitten. I see you. So anyway, and Anna Lynn, I already did, but Anna Lynn said they have massive population problem. Yeah, they're not replacing their own peoples. They're and crap sent a comment as a question. Oh, did you? Well, we'll figure that out later. So anyway, however, in March, Biden seemed to offer similar opinions on Japan, Russia, and China, and India. I don't know why they left India out, while speaking with a Spanish language radio station. The Japanese, the Chinese, they're xenophobic. They don't want any. The Russians, they don't want to have people other than Russians, Chinese, or Japanese, Biden said in the interview. The comments also come as Biden struggles with his own country's immigration problem. Yeah, look, let me just say something about this, okay? Biden talking about how these other countries don't want immigration. Your immigration policies are wreaking havoc on our country. And so imagine how the wages and everyone is going to suffer, because you have all these people here going to be working illegally and shit. So I maybe Biden just shouldn't open his mouth about immigration at all, because it doesn't matter what he says, it's wrong. This is crazy. Did I say hello? Good morning, John Arnott. How you doing, brother? So anyway, thank you, Gunfox, for attempting to make my head explode, and you're getting me there. There's more than that. I think I have another clip on that later, but we'll get to it. Let's go through some trending topics today. By the way, I am definitely going to get to the Q&A at a reasonable time. We'll definitely do that. So remember, it's Q&A day. Ask me anything, and since AD's not here, some of you have to make up for the slack. So stop dropping some questions in the question thingy up there. All right. And I don't have a lot of articles open today. I left myself lots of room for other things. So as far as the links today, I'm going to go ahead and also include JJ Sefton's morning report, which is where I get a lot of my links anyway. It's one of my favorite aggregators of all news of all kinds of things. So that'll be in the links today, along with everything we talk about from X and from the few articles that I do have open, including Gunfox's article. Thank you again, sir. All right, let's talk about some things that people are talking about. Now, I don't have a special day going on today or anyone's birthdays, which I just didn't have time to look them up this morning. LOL. Marty Fear Monday. Okay, I'll be ready. But Kentucky Oaks is trending. Now, if you're familiar with horse racing, everyone knows about the Kentucky Derby. But not everyone is as familiar with the Kentucky Oaks. So on now I don't know when the Derby is. I think the Derby is the Derby next week? When's the Kentucky Derby? Anyway, today is the Kentucky Oaks Day. Now Kentucky Oaks is the it's specifically a race for fillies, which will be female horses. I think there have been fillies who run in the Kentucky Derby, but the Kentucky Oaks, let's see. Wait a minute. So anyway, it is at Churchill Downs, the famous Kentucky Derby racetrack. Today is the Kentucky Oaks. So, and I wasn't really familiar with that till the day anyway. I'm in the same boat as you, going, huh? What the hell's that? And I don't see anything explaining this. All I know is it's a race for fillies. Okay, here it is. The Ashland is one of the key races on this year's road to the Kentucky Oaks. Well, that's not it. Rand Paul had a tweet, and oh, here it is. Well, he just says Happy Kentucky Oaks Day. All right, let's look it up. This is crazy. Kentucky Oaks. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Here's the Wikipedia race. Okay, the Kentucky Oaks is a Grade 1 stakes race for 3-year-old thoroughbred fillies staged annually in Louisville, Kentucky, United States. The race currently covers 1 1/8 miles at Churchill Downs. The horses carry 121 pounds. Does that mean the riders or what? I don't know. The Kentucky Oaks is held the Friday before the Kentucky Derby each year. The winner gets $750,000 and of the 1.25 million purse. Oh, so the Kentucky Derby is this weekend. Is that right? It must be, because this is the first weekend of May. So yeah, the Kentucky Oaks is the race Friday before the Kentucky Derby. Is that tomorrow? Okay, let's do this now. Let's look this out. When is the 2024 Kentucky Derby? It must be a big horse racing weekend in Churchill Downs. The Kentucky Derby. May 4th. Okay, so it's tomorrow. So the Kentucky Derby is tomorrow. Today's Kentucky Oaks. It's Kentucky Derby weekend. I got it now. It took me a minute. National Paranormal Day. Is that what it is? Okay. It's National Paranormal Day. Should we look that up too? Okay. So anyway, that's the Kentucky Oaks is the Friday night race before the Kentucky Derby. There you go. All right. National Paranormal Day. Here we go. National Paranormal Day. Happy. You know what? Better yet, I want to do this a different way. Let's do it this way. We're going to do it on X. National National. Damn it. Type fingers. Paranormal Day. There we go. National Paranormal Day. Here we go. Happy National Paranormal Day. The day to celebrate all things paranormal. Should we watch this TikTok video on this? Let's watch the TikTok video on National Paranormal Day. Wait, let's do this. We'll make it so you see the damn thing. Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? I see you, Gunfox. There. Uh-oh. The hell? Was that it? Oh, no. Here we go. This is it. Happy National Paranormal Day to celebrate. Okay, that was it. Okay, never mind. Anyway, if you want to, let's see. It's National Paranormal Day, and to celebrate, we have a scarily good giveaway. We want to give 2 tickets to the first night of Uncanny I Know What I Saw on tour. War for okay, I don't know. Anyway, it's National Paranormal Day. There's our day. That's our day. Let's just stop this hell that I'm putting myself through here. Thank you, Gunfox61, dropping more Hamiltons left and right. Let's see. Well, here's another news. Okay, we'll put that on there. Open up. Please open. There we go. And then another one. China is asshole and their ships are trash. Uh-oh. The link you sent, the second link is dead, Gunfox. Just drop a link in the chat if you have something else you can add, because... Oh, wait. Did it work? Yeah, the news break link you sent is non-functioning, sir. So there you go. The Derby is tomorrow. Yes, thank you. But the boats one is is here. Okay, we'll get to that. So if you want to drop another link in the chat, I'll do that. I screwed up typing a bunch of questions. It proves I'm as brain dead as Biden. Sorry. What? Well, how did you screw up typing questions? You don't worry about that. We'll figure it out. All right. Let's move on. We've done Kentucky Oaks. We'll do a Gunfox article here in a second. Kim Jong-un is trending. Now this is not for a reason that something Kim Jong-un did, but apparently there's a lot of people who are not excited about Kristi Noem, the governor of North Dakota. And apparently she wrote a book about some stuff. And, well, y'all heard about her shooting the puppy, right? Because everyone was ripping on her for shooting a puppy. If you don't know that story, they had a dog they were training to be a hunting dog. And it was a young dog. So it wasn't a puppy. It was like a 14-month-old dog, which is still kind of puppyish, still young, whatever. And so they were training it to be a hunting dog. And they took it out on a pheasant hunt, and unfortunately the dog, instead of, when you're retrieving the pheasants, it basically shredded them to bits, okay? And then after the dog shredded to bits, then they were bringing the dog home. They stopped at a friend's house, and the dog got out and basically went ham on a bunch of chickens and killed all the chickens, ripped their heads off and tore them up. And then Kristi said she was trying to get the dog to bring it back, and the dog started going after her. And so apparently the dog, they said, was untrainable, and the dog was kind of super aggressive and whatnot. And so she wrote about this in her book, and that they took the dog to a gravel pit and put the dog down with a firearm. And so the whole talk was that Kristi Noem was killing, she killed her puppy. She shot her puppy, which she did. Now, if you're a city folk and you're a dog lover, the first thought of someone killing the puppy, shooting their puppy, you would think that's pretty fucked up, right? And yeah, no. And look, it's balance between if you live rurally and you don't live rurally, and whether or not this is something that you do. And most people don't do this. And in my brain, I'm like, no, you don't do that. But you have, found some other use for the dog or gave it to somebody who could train it. But on the other hand, a super aggressive dog, she has young kids, you make those decisions, right? And in fact, even in the chat, there's this divergent of views. Okay. That was earlier in the week. Well, another thing in the book, because this is about Kim Jong-un, not the dog. Apparently, she claimed in her new book that she met with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un and stared him down. I don't know about the stare him down, but now on Thursday, no spokesperson acknowledged the two have never met and that her story was false. So I don't know why she wrote this in the book, but and people are ripping on her because, of course, some people are thinking that she might be a possible choice for Donald Trump's running mate. But there is breaking news today. She's not in the running. She's not even the top 4 because he's down to 4 apparently. So anyway, update. Let's see. Since the original publication of the story, no spokesperson told the Dakota Scout the publisher will be addressing conflated world leaders' names in the book before it is released. So it hasn't even been released. These are clips from the book. Hello, Godzilla 2K26 is in the house. How you doing? So anyway, here's the article in the Dakota Scout. The upcoming book by South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has created an uproar over a count of shooting a dog. Also contains at least 2 instances where she recounts meeting with world leaders that are in dispute. In No Going Back, Noem says she met North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un while serving in Congress on the House Armed Services Committee last year as governor. On the House Armed Services Committee. Last year as governor, she says she canceled a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron. But neither account has been verified by congressional travel documents or outside sources reviewed by the Dakota Scout. The Scout confirmed with the French president's office that Macron never had a meeting scheduled with Noem. The alleged meeting with Kim Jong-un is especially eye-raising to North Korea analysts and congressional staffers. So, yeah, wait a minute. I'll scroll down one more line that's in the Dakota Scout to get a quote from somebody at Capitol Hill. Quote, "It's bullshit," remarked a longtime high-level Capitol Hill staffer who worked on the House Armed Services Committee during the period in which Noem says she met Kim. That staffer was among a dozen staffers interviewed by the Scout who said they had no knowledge of the meeting or who said Noem had never mentioned it before. Okay, so anyway, who knows why she basically pulled a Joe Biden, and they actually fact-checked her in the media and on X, which doesn't necessarily happen when Joe Biden talks about, his uncle being eaten by cannibals or his, son dying in a firefight in Iraq. So anyway, that's why Kim Jong-un is trending. Now, since we have another show hijacking moment, let's just pop this right into the chat, right into the list right now. This is also from Gunfox, another fantastic article. This one probably won't make my head explode as much as it might just make me laugh. Good morning, amazing disgrace. Kim says she was hitting on him. Yes, I'm sure that's what it was. So anyway, PETA kills dogs every day and no liberal cares. Oh yeah, look. Okay, this was on the dog story. Okay, there are 2 elements to this story that was important to the liberals. One, they could say if she would have been the vice presidential candidate, they can call her a puppy killer. Okay, that's a very important part of the story, but not just a puppy killer, but a puppy killer who probably killed that puppy with an AR-15. Now, we don't know if she used an AR-15 or if she used a Glock or if she used a Smith & Wesson or a Springfield. For all that we know, all we know is that she said she put the puppy down because it was super aggressive, and that's kind of what rural people do with super aggressive, untrainable, scary animals. Although, some people would say, oh, you could take that dog guru guy who is a master with aggressive dogs, but I don't think he lives in South Dakota, and he probably wasn't available for comment. So whatever. Anyway, let's go to Gunfox's second article. Here we go. China's new aircraft carrier. China has a new aircraft carrier, and it's being tested at sea for the first time, but U.S. carriers remain in an echelon of their own, expert says. Yes, that's a very good word, echelon, in an echelon of its own. This is Business Insider. Now, it's interesting because Business Insider is editorially not even fairly, they're really liberal editorially, but they do write some good factual articles too. So here we go. That looks like ass to me. Anyway, China launched the first sea trial of its newest aircraft carrier on Wednesday, per the state-run news agency Xinhua. Fujian, the country's third and most advanced aircraft carrier, left Shanghai shipyard around 8 a.m. local time for trials primarily meant to access the reliability and stability of the propulsion and electrical systems, per the news agency. It's a major step. With the People Liberation Army Navy reportedly looking to put its largest, most advanced carrier through sea trials for months. However, According to John Bradford, a Council on Foreign Relations International Affairs fellow, the Fujian falls short of U.S. aircraft carrier standards. Well, the United States is the king of aircraft carriers. I'm just saying, they try to copy it, but it ain't working. Anyway, so while Bradford acknowledged the Fujian sea trials as a key milestone for the Chinese Navy, he told this is CNN that U.S. carriers remain in an echelon of their own. Richard Kuyan Inglis. That's how it's spelled. It's spelled Richard Kuyan Inglis, the lieutenant commander of the Chilean Naval Reserve, backed this up. There's nothing yet that compares to USS carriers, he told Business Insider. Why are we asking a Chilean lieutenant commander about U.S. aircraft carriers? What? Couldn't they find someone from the Navy? Or what the hell? Good morning, Selected Boy.
Yeah, boy.
The Fujian, previously pictured on social media with images showing the vessel docked in Shanghai and its flight deck complete with 5 mock-ups of warplanes. Why have mock-ups of warplanes? Why not just put some warplanes on it? Unlike China's 2 other carriers, the Liaoning and the Shandong, the Fujian features a catapult system designed to launch aircraft, according to reports, much like U.S. aircraft carriers. The ship is closer in size and flight deck configuration to U.S. Navy carriers, but falls short of them per a report by Congressional Research Services. At the same time, the Fujian is conventionally powered, meaning it must either call at port or be met by a tanker at sea to refill. In contrast, U.S. nuclear-powered carriers can remain at sea for as long as crew provisions last, per a 2021 analysis by the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Yeah, ours are all nuclear-powered now, aren't they? Pretty much all of them. Based on satellite images of the ship from 2021, the CSIS estimated that the carrier to be about 984 feet long and about 131 feet wide, making it smaller than the USS Gerald Ford class, which is 1,092 feet, and a flight deck 256 feet wide. The Fujian has 3 electromagnetic catapults, per Defense News, 1 fewer than the USS Gerald Ford class. In terms of aircraft capacity, the Fujian can take on about 60 aircraft, while largest U.S. carriers can host about 75, per estimate by CSIS, cited by This is CNN. So there you go. That's the new Chinese carrier with, I don't know why they got the big garages on there. Can't launch a plane off that with the big ass garage on top. Anyway, good morning, Shrapnel. What's up? How you doing? And Trippy Liberty, what's up, my brother? Good morning, sir. All right, so there you go. There's the new Chinese aircraft carrier. Thank you, GunFox61, for more scintillating content on aircraft. Are you still here, man? Because your second link didn't work. I don't know if you put another link in the chat or not. I don't see you in the chat. But don't drop another Hamilton. Just put a link in the chat, and somebody make sure I know that that's there. All right, let's move on. Let's get through some news real quick, and then we'll get to Q&A. So let's see. We did Kentucky Elks. We talked about Kim Jong Un. Also trending. Now this kind of pisses me off, and I'm not even a gun owner. Well, I have one. Okay, I have one rifle, and I wonder if I'm affected by this law. I have a single shot 1873 Springfield 45-70 trapdoor rifle. And it was normally on display on my parents' mantle, right? So I'm curious if this new gun law in Minnesota affects me or not. So here's what's happening in Minnesota that's pissing me off. Minnesota has passed a safe storage gun bill. The Minnesota House passed a DFL-led firearm safe storage bill aimed at preventing gun violence. Yes, because I guarantee you that all the criminals will follow this law to the T, requiring the safe storage of firearms to keep them out of the hands of children. I have no children in my home. And guess what? Even when the grandkids are here, My 1873 Springfield trapdoor 4570 is in my family room, but I don't have any ammunition for it. I don't even have a firing pin in it. Is this going to affect me? So anyway, the bill was approved by a narrow margin of 68 to 64, with one Democrat joining 63 Republicans in opposition. The legislation is part of a broader effort by DFLers. In Minnesota, they called the Democrats the Democrat Farmer Labor Party, except most Labor people hate them, to address gun. So this is to address gun violence in Minnesota, including making straw purchases as a felony, banning trigger activators, and requiring gun trafficking reporting. Which, yeah, fine with that, but the bill now moves on to the Senate for further considerations. So here's what they're asking. They're demanding. Requiring firearms to be stored securely is an important step to prevent access by children and others are ineligible to possess guns. The safe storage of firearms will prevent tragedies and terrible accidents before they happen. So here's what they're requiring. They're requiring the bill requires you to have a gun safe and have it locked up. And here's one of the representatives talking about this in the Minnesota House. His name is this is Matt Bliss. I don't know what city he's from.
Was told if he followed his training, he wouldn't be charged. Guess what? He's being charged. So thank you for that reassurance, Rep. Beckerfin. I appreciate that. This bill, I got to watch my words here because I know I can't swear, but I'm going to try to quote our governor. This bill is bat spit crazy. Okay? Spit, not the other word. If you want to know why we didn't help you with it, Rep. Beckerfin, it's because I certainly didn't want my fingerprints on this piece of
garbage
paper.
All right, anyway, on the same day, the DFL introduced legislation to criminalize law-abiding gun owners for having easily accessible firearms in their own home. They also introduced legislation that repeals mandatory minimums for violent crimes involving possession or use of a firearm. This is the brilliance of the Minnesota legislature. Involving the possession and use of firearms. So here's maybe this is the bill. So here it is. Firearms safe storage standards established and criminal penalties provided for failing to meet those standards and money appropriated. They are, by the way, they're making it a felony to not have your gun stored properly in your home. And so for example, so a law-abiding citizens in their own home, a intruder comes in their house with a weapon. They're requiring you to have your weapon in a gun safe. Now, if you don't have your weapon in a gun safe, and say your spouse or another member of your family who's not the necessarily the owner of the gun, they use that weapon to thwart the criminal who came in your house with harm aimed at you. You, as the gun owner, could be charged with a felony for someone saving your life in your own home because they used your weapon. That is the criminal penalties for safe, law-abiding gun owners, while at the same time they repealed mandatory minimums for violent crimes involving the possession or use of a firearm, like armed robbery. So they are, I'll use the correct term. They're batshit crazy in the Minnesota Democrats. Now, I don't know. There may be some hope here because the Democrats here are they're trying to be California, but more and more this state, as it creeps from the outstate to in, has become very Republican in rural areas, and the suburban areas have been kind of split. Like we had in my House district, Minnesota House district, we had a Republican House member for a long time until about 6 years ago, or until around the time of Trump, and then it's barely been the other way around. But they've passed so many crazy California-like bills regarding to the trans stuff, the gun laws. Right now we have a Democrat governor, Democrat Senate, Democrat House, and they're doing everything that the national Democrats are pissed off that Obama didn't do in his first term, basically, because Obama had the same thing and he didn't pass certain things that they wanted to pass, and then lost that opportunity when the House switched back over to Republicans. In Minnesota, they have all the power, and so they're doing everything that you could imagine that Democrats would do when they have all the power. And it's all social stuff. It's all social justice stuff. It's all this. It's insane. They are completely and utterly insane. All right, let's move on. I gotta go faster here. Now, some other states have also passed some laws, or things are happening in other states. In South Carolina, this is actually, I approve. South Carolina joins 24 states and has outlawed gender-affirming care, and meaning medical care, for minors. They no more puberty blockers or gender surgeries or gender, ahead until I think until 18. The South Carolina Senate passed Bill HB 4624 banning gender affirming care for transgender minors, which is an oxymoron, making it the 25th state to do so. The bill, approved by a 27-8 vote, has sparked debate over transgender rights and healthcare access, with some celebrating the decision as a victory for children's protection, while others criticize it as an attack on transgender rights. The bill was introduced 5 years ago by Representative Stuart Jones, who received death threats at the time for filing the bill. The supporters argue it protects children from dangerous gender transition drugs and surgeries, while opponents argues it restricts access to essential health care for transgender minors. No. You cannot make a decision to become a permanent medical patient when you are a child. And regardless of what these assholes keep saying, no, puberty blockers are not reversible. No, these surgeries are not reversible. You can make that decision when you're an adult, but until then, the research is out there saying that this does nothing but cause harm. And so they've banned it. Now, and it was a 27-8 vote, so it wasn't even close in the Senate, and I think the governor will sign it. Now, in other news, though, let's go to the other side of the spectrum. In Austin, Texas, they've basically done the opposite, because Texas law also is one of the states that will no longer allow. Now, when they say gender affirming care, they don't say that they'll still do therapy, whatever. They'll still allow social transition and other types of, mental therapy for these mental patients. And when I say mental patients, I'm not meaning disparagingly. I'm meaning it is a mental fixation or cause. Although some people, you might say they're crazy too, but they're not. It's a psychological and it's a psychological problem. Okay, and but to do any kind of permanent damage to a human being before they're a full, sound mind, which is usually 25, but they're, a lot of these states are saying 18 or 21. Is a complete travesty, because most kids who even have these problems grow out of them or turn out to be gay, which is whatever. Let them be. If if gender is a social construct and there is no, there's no such thing as gendered clothing and gendered toys, then why do you have to do physiological transition, medical transition? If there's no correct way to be a boy or a girl, then how about just letting them know that they're just fine the way they are? So anyway, Austin, however, Austin, Texas, is challenging the Texas trans health care bill. The city of Austin, their city council passed a resolution to deprioritize the enforcement of Texas's trans healthcare ban, a move that directly challenges Senate Bill 14, which bans gender-affirming care for minors. The decision has sparked a legal standoff with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who has threatened to take action against the city for not following state law. The resolution makes the enforcement of the state's ban on gender modification for minors the lowest priority, marking the first city in Texas to take such a stance. The move has been met with significant opposition and support, setting the stage for a potential legal battle between the city and the state over the rights of transgender minors. So basically what they're doing in Austin, Texas, they've basically declared Austin, Texas, a, what do they call it? A transgender sanctuary city. That's the effect that their law will take. So, and here's an article on it from KXAN in Dallas. Members of the Austin City Council voted on Thursday evening to approve offering some protections to local transgender people seeking gender-affirming care, though it may lead to more pushback from Texas Republican lawmakers. By a vote of 10-1, the council passed a resolution introduced by Councilmember Chito Vela, who represents District 4. The measure directs Austin police to make enforcement of Senate Bill 14, which bans certain treatment options for transgender minors in the state as their lowest priority. Only Mackenzie Kelly of District 6 voted against it, saying she believed it may lead to a costly lawsuit from the state, which it will. I'm sure it will. Ken Paxton's not going to let this go. So anyway, they're refusing to follow the state law on Texas. So you win some, you lose some. Moving on. In Wire is trending now, not the Wire like the movie or the TV show about Baltimore's police and underground and whatever, but mainly the Daily Wire. Apparently there's a little fight over the Daily Wire, or not a fight because Candace is already gone, but apparently the Daily Wire publicly negotiated a debate with Candace Owens, between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, but apparently secretly sought and has now obtained a gag order against her. Now, this is Glenn Greenwald writing about this. This is strange. Candace Owens publicly invited her former Daily Wire colleague Ben Shapiro to a debate about Israel and the current definition of anti-Semitism. It was Owens' criticism of the U.S. financing of Israel and her criticism of Israel's war in Gaza that caused her departure from the Daily Wire 2 weeks earlier. Both Shapiro and Daily Wire CEO Jeremy Boring responded by saying they would like to arrange the debate requested by Owens. That night, Shapiro appeared to have accepted the offer, writing on X, "Sure, Candace. I texted you on February 29th offering this very thing." The Daily Wire co-founder added, "Let's do it on my show this Monday at 5 p.m. at our studios in Nashville. 90 minutes live streamed." After Owens objected to the format and timing, she and Boring exchanged several tweets, which they appeared to be negotiating and then agreeing to the terms and format of the debate. Owens had suggested the debate to be moderated by Joe Rogan or Lex Friedman. Shapiro said he wanted no moderator. They ultimately agreed to the terms, with Boring offering a series of conditions, including a no moderator debate, and with Owens publicly accepting. 2 weeks later, however, many readers of both Shapiro and Owens noticed and complained that the debate had not yet happened yet. On April 24th, Owens addressed those inquiries by explaining that the Daily Wire had yet to propose dates, while reiterating her strong desire to ensure the debate happened. But the debate was never going to happen because the Daily Wire, in secret and unbeknownst to its readers, sought a gag order to be placed on Owens after she had called for a debate. They did this under the cover of secrecy before a private arbitrator at exactly the same time that they were claiming in public that they wanted this debate and were even negotiating the terms with her. To this date, the Daily Wire has not informed readers seeking to understand why the much anticipated debate had not yet happened, and that they sought to and that they had sought and obtained a gag order against Owens. When seeking a gag order to be imposed on Owens, the Daily Wire accused her of violating the non-disparagement clause of her agreement with the company to substitute this accusation. The company specifically cited Owens' initial tweet requesting a debate with Shapiro as proof of this disparagement, along with the concern she voiced that Shapiro appeared to be violating the confidentiality agreement between them by publicly maligning Owens' views to explain her departure from the company. While the company claimed before the arbitrator that it did not object to, in principle, to a healthy debate, it urged the imposition of a gag order on Owens by claiming that the way she requested the debate constituted disparagement of Shapiro and the site. So, I'm so sick of this shit. Is anyone here acting in good faith? I'm not feeling it. Anybody feeling it? I'm not. Now, again, to justify the gag order it wanted, the company also cited various criticisms of the Daily Wire and Shapiro on X that Owens had so-called liked. She hit the little like button. This proceeding took place as part of the exchange of legal threats between the parties after the public agreement to debate about Israel was solidified. Those threats arose from the fact that various Daily Wire executives and hosts, in both public and private, were castigating Owens as an anti-Semite. They still were. I know Klavan was. On March 22, Daily Wire host Andrew Klavan, that's the next line, published a 1-hour video that hurled multiple accusations, including anti-Semitism at Owens. The Daily Wire cited Owens' response to that video, her defense of herself from those multiple accusations, as further proof that she needed to be gagged. Now, look. As much as I might agree with some of the things the people at the Daily Wire say about the situation in Israel, this is just fucking dirty. I'm sorry. Grow the fuck up, all of you. Hello, Success Aotech, how you doing? Grow up. And if someone says bad shit about you, who cares? You're both big name fucking commentators on the internet. And if you say bad shit about each other, who gives a fuck? Seriously. I don't think either side is going to hurt the other sides via their fans. But this shit makes you both look like shit. I'm sorry. Granted, I'm not a fan of Candace at all. But come on, it's I don't know. I don't pay attention to either of them anymore. The Daily Wire does some good reporting on certain things, and I'll still use it as a source. But I don't. I'm done with Ben. I'm done with the personalities over there. I just am. All right, moving on. We got to get to Q&A, so I'm going to make this quick. President in 2020 is trending. Another Republican put their foot in their mouth. And this time it was someone named Ashley Moody, the Attorney General somewhere. Where's she Attorney General at? Florida. The Attorney General of Florida posted this. Where in the world is Joe Biden? As people question his astounding silence in the face of universities under siege, a pattern is emerging. In the summer of 2020, it took months for Biden to call cities and towns being burned, stores being looted, and cops being attacked. Riots. A real leader would step up and stop this anarchy. Problem is, A.G. Moody, Joe Biden wasn't president in 2020. That was Donald Trump, and everyone gave him shit for wanting to call him the National Guard. Now, something, though, about that statement got some people thinking, and I don't know where the actual link is. But yes, Trump was president in 2020, so it wasn't him. But here's something fascinating, though. When Trump was president in 2020, police were ordered to stand down and let rioters occupy and burn places. But when Biden is president in 2024, the police have moved in to quell riots. Now, I don't know. Here's the Bonehead Dumbass. That's a new name. How you doing? Welcome. And I wasn't disparaging somebody in the chat. That's actually a name in the chat. Hello. That is an interesting thing. Like, you know, a lot, especially in a lot of liberal cities, which, except for, I mean, even in Portland, they didn't necessarily stand down, but they kind of let things go. But I think the difference is, so far, the opportunists aren't burning anything at the schools, although they did break into Hamilton Hall at Cornell University. But for the most part, they haven't done anything super riotous. Little scuffles here and there. There was a fight at UCLA, but nothing major yet. Now, will the police be called in if things get worse? But it is an interesting thought. But this A.G. Moody here at the state of Florida put her foot in her mouth via X, and so I'm an equal opportunity. Get that foot out of your mouth, biatch person. Hello, you're ridiculous. Ridiculous lunatic. You're a ridiculous lunatic, aka lunatic. Good morning. All right, let's get through the rest of these and then get to the Q&A. And now, Ole Miss, the college, University of Mississippi, is trending because apparently there were a bunch of white people yelling at a black woman. Ole Miss students unite in patriotism against pro-Hamas encampment. In a recent display of patriotism and political expression, the University of Mississippi students rallied against a pro-Hamas encampment by singing the national anthem and chanting "We Want Trump." The event, which took place on May 2nd, 2024, has sparked a lively debate on social media about free speech and political expression on college campuses. While many users express pride in the students standing up against what they perceive as radical ideologies, others question the appropriateness of their response. Because, you know, the national anthem is just, it's racist, xenophobic, and sexist. The incident also highlighted the broader issue of political polarization on college campuses, with commentators suggesting it reflects a growing divide between different political ideological groups. And the reason that it's been like that is because the pro-America, whatever, the anti-Israel, the anti-Gaza protester people are a bunch of white people, a bunch of white guys looking like fraternity guys on campus, and so you're gonna get, oh, did they take this down? Okay, some of these have been taken down. Here's the one that a lot of people were talking about, though. Here's the one a lot of people are talking about. Okay, so this young woman here, and this guy right here. This is the one that everyone's talking about. Here, let's full screen that. There you go. Because there's some people were comparing this to, they made the statement that, you know, these people the white people on this side over here, their parents and grandparents are the same people who are screaming and yelling against integration. Well, first of all, the parents of these white guys over here, they were probably either infants or not even born yet, because, you know, if you have, most people who have kids or in college are younger than me. And I was born in 1964. So by 1970, I was only 4 years or six. I was 6 years old in 1970. So I didn't have anything to do with this shit. Now, maybe grandparents were involved somehow in the civil rights movement or whatever. But anyway, here it is. Now, so it's a bunch of white guys against one black girl, and they were very upset that there were a bunch of white guys yelling at a black girl. I guess they were calling her Lizzo and shit like that, which I don't know what that was about. But So I'm not really there's really no explanation what this is, but it just gave people apparently an opportunity, especially my melanated brothers and sisters, opportunity to complain about a bunch of white guys yelling at a black girl. And at the University of Mississippi of all places, you know what I mean? This is Mississippi. But everyone has
What's that?
So anyway, that's what that was, the University of Mississippi. And so now, as I scroll through this, so this says this video from Ole Miss is beautiful, but guys, please put away the phones. Be in the moment when you're mocking the Hamas-loving fat girl. Here, Ole Miss students weren't tolerating the Hamas occupiers. But here it is. Now, here's another version, though. This one says, of the same topic, basically. Here, let's put it right here. And put that one back where it is so you can have both of them. This one says, oops, where'd it go? Here it is. This one. Old Miss frat boys' racist act sparks a debate. Now, I don't know if you saw it. In that clip. At the University of Mississippi, a white frat boy's racist behavior towards a black woman protesting for Palestine has sparked a heated online debate. The incident captured on video has led to a broader discussion on racism in the United States, with many users expressing disappointment and calling for change. The situation also highlighted the ongoing struggle for racial equality and the need for open dialogue and understanding. The debate has prompted a wide range of reactions on social media, with some defending the university and its students, while others have shared their personal experiences and opinions on the matter. Oh my goodness. Now, what was the racist act? Did anyone catch it? So here, now this is right here. A white Ole Miss frat boy dances like a monkey and makes monkey noises near a black woman who is protesting for Palestine. Is this heartwarming? Did you catch it? I'm going to show you where it is if you didn't see it already. Yes, just by appearance, he's a frat boy. That's all it can be. He's a frat boy because of how he looks. That's racial profiling. But watch the video again, and watch to the right, on the right side of the screen here. Oh, why is that so messed up? That's weird. How'd that happen? Here, let me fix. There. That's supposed to fit better. Watch on the right here. Right. Right here. This guy. That guy. You really have to be looking for it. I don't know if he shows up again. Nope, he's gone. He's back. So that, again, watch on the right. Here he comes. Right here. They're claiming that he was making monkey noises. But anyway, to the African American athletes at Ole Miss, look at your folks. We welcome you at HBCUs with or without a ball in your hand. Now something here. Ole Miss students hitting protesters with classic "Remember the Titans" tune is awesome. Let's see what this one is. Did they start singing "Ain't No Mountain High Enough"? Oh. Now, why? That's not Remember the Titans. Okay, so anyway. So apparently there's a racial divide in who protests for Hamas and who doesn't protest for Hamas. So anyway, that's that. Moving on, what else is on here? DACA is trending because apparently Joe Biden now is giving away more free healthcare to DACA people. Biden will expand healthcare coverage for immigrants under DACA. The Biden administration has finalized plans to expand government-subsidized health insurance for people brought to the country illegally as children but shielded from deportation under the DACA program. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't he such a good-hearted man? Maybe he'll get all the illegal immigrant vote this year. Or, you know, maybe he'll get that. So that's what he's shooting for, apparently, because I don't... just keep spending our money, Joe. Just keep spending it. Also, because Hamas is trending, someone wants to remind you the reason there are so many hostages represented of so many different countries is because Hamas attacked, butchered, and kidnapped citizens of a multicultural democracy, Israel, the only multicultural democracy anywhere in the Middle East. They will remind you of that. And so, yeah, and also I would just say, why is there a war in Gaza right now? Because Hamas. All right. I'm not getting to the main topic today, am I? Wait. You have to see this. So apparently there will be a ceremony. Joe Biden will be handing out presidential medals of freedom. And you know what? The president of the United States can decide who they want to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And I can certainly cheer or mock that president for their choices, his choices in this case, because he's a him. And let me just show you the video that Joe Biden put out for the fact that he's about to give out some presidential medals of freedom. Let me pause this real quick so I can get it full screen. Okay, here we go. Hang on. Pause. There we go. All right. Joe Biden is going to be giving out some presidential medals of freedom. And I don't know if there's any real criteria for this. Just, people that the president of the United States thinks need to be honored. So let's just look at this. Now, granted,
the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yes.
Our nation...
Now, these are the pictures. The first pictures they show here are people who had gotten them in the past. For example, Megan Rapinoe was one of the ones who got one.
Highest civilian award.
Highest civilian award.
We, the people, doing what we can to ensure the idea of America.
Yes.
Cause of freedom shines like the sun to light up the future of the world.
And I'm not knocking him for saying that. He's correct. That's what the Presidential Medal of Freedom should be.
And the Oscar goes to Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh, the director, whatever.
He's been warning about the climate emergency for decades.
Al Gore's getting one. Oh, great. I thought he got one. Al Gore, because he's made millions and millions of dollars off of the climate change concern.
This is a passion of his.
Ellen Ochoa was the first Hispanic woman in space.
Great. First Hispanic woman in space. Fan-fucking-tastic. Good. Astronauts should get presidential medals of freedom. James Clyburn. Think about James Clyburn, the congressman from South Carolina. James Clyburn, the reason Joe Biden won the South Carolina primary in 2020. James Clyburn, the reason that Joe Biden is probably the president of the United States today. FTG, James Clyburn.
Elizabeth Hanford Dole.
Elizabeth Dole. Now, why Elizabeth Dole? Now, notice how quickly they go past her. So, wait a minute. Because then they go on to Nancy Pelosi's getting a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Now, granted, look, As much as I can't stand Nancy Pelosi, I can understand it. She was the first female Speaker of the House. She was Speaker of the House for many years, and I get it. Even though I can't stand her, it's okay. But look at this. Look at this again. So we go back to, they start showing the people who are getting it, right? Now, the first lady gets quite a little...
And the Oscar goes to Michelle Yeoh.
That's a pretty big, thing. They talk about it, right? And then they
warning about the climate emergency.
Al Gore gets a little introduction.
Passion of his.
Ellen Ochoa.
Ellen Ochoa gets a little introduction.
In space, James Clyburn.
Elizabeth Hanford Dole.
Okay, James Clyburn was quick. So was Elizabeth. Elizabeth Dole was super quick. Nancy
Pelosi. They would go on to lead an activist movement.
Okay, so
more than a decade
I guess,
later.
I get it. They're trying to explain to the people who you might not know who the fuck they are. Because you know who Elizabeth Dole, Nancy Pelosi, and James Clyburn are.
Would result in passage of the Hate Crimes Prevention Act.
Nope.
Yeah, the Hate Crimes Prevention Act. Oh, God.
Known as the grandmother of Juneteenth, the activist who walked her way to victory.
John Kerry. Michael Bloomberg.
John fucking Kerry. John fucking Kerry's getting one? For what?
This is not just for farm workers' justice, but justice for all workers.
Okay, I'm going to show you the list in a second. Phil Donahue.
Jim Thorpe. Medgar Evers.
Jim Thorpe and Medgar Evers. Fuck yeah. Okay, posthumously, both of them. Frank Lautenberg. He's a former senator. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Senator Frank Lautenberg. You're one of the lions of the civil rights movement that most people haven't heard of.
Katie Ledecky is called the best swimmer on the planet.
Wait a minute. Why is Katie Ledecky getting one? Shouldn't that be the dude? What's the dude's name? What's the dude's name from that? That swims as a woman. I think he should have got it. Why is Katie Ledecky getting it? Holy fuck! Phil Donahue. Phil Donahue was a pioneer, and more power to him. I mean, I'm not a fan of Donahue, but I can see why he would get one, maybe, because he basically improved a genre of talk shows, and so. And then it went all to shit for a while. But anyway. So here's the list. Michael Bloomberg. Why? I don't know who Father Gregory Boyle is. James Clyburn, because he got Joe Biden elected. Elizabeth Dole, I don't know. Biden and Bob Dole were somewhat friendly, and Elizabeth Dole's, whatever. Who knows why he gave, because he had to have a token Republican in there. So he got Elizabeth Dole. Phil Donahue, sure, why not? That's, he's a pioneer, whatever. Al Gore, I guess to the left, he deserves one. I say fuck Al Gore. Clarence B. Jones, I don't know enough about. John fucking Kerry. Let's John Kerry. I think that maybe I'm the climate czar and I'm traveling all over the world on a private jet that I do not own. Well, it's my wife's plane, but Anyway, Kathleen, I don't know who. Oh, Katie Ledecky. I swear it should be not Jed Bridges. No, who's the transgender dude that won the NCAA championship in the 500 meters? That's who I'm trying. I can't think of his. I'm blanking on his fucking name. That's what I'm saying. Why isn't a trans swimmer on there? Why isn't what the hell is the dude's name? Anyway, Opally, I'm not sure. Ellen Ochoa, Nancy Pelosi. Okay, to the left, sure, she deserves a Presidential Medal of Freedom. There's a few other names I heard they didn't mention, but Medgar Evers in posthumously, fuck yeah, he was a very important person in the civil rights movement. Michelle Yeoh, sure, she's a great director. Leah Thomas, yeah, why is Katie Ledecky and not Leah Thomas? I'm shocked that Leah Thomas is not getting one. And Jim Thorpe, one of the great athletes in history. So anyway, that's the list of the Presidential Medal of Freedom winners. Oh my God, Q&A time. Got to go to Q&A and then we got to get out of here. I'm way over time. All right, let's see what we got for Q&A because I'm already blown it and I'm going to be late to my other gig. But for you, I'm doing Q&A. Maybe there won't be a ton of them. We'll see. All right, let me pop out a chat here so I can go through Q&A. We'll go through it quickly. I waited too long. There's a lot more going on. And good God, computer, work faster. God, this thing sucks. All right, let's do Friday Q&A. I was going to talk about how the fear-mongering of these people who are coming to the realization that Donald Trump very well could win the presidency because so many other people are saying, fuck Joe Biden. And the hyperbole behind what they're saying as far as, where's my, oh no, did I accidentally close the Q&A? Oh, son of a bitch. No. Okay, Q&A is lost. Here's what I'm going to do. Welcome to Boomer Vision. Here is what I'm going to do. Since I screwed that up so bad, I'm going to do a bonus show that's just a Q&A show because Friday Q&A got nuked. Holy shit. My Q&A how did that happen? That was not supposed to happen. When I refreshed over here, it should not have killed my Q&A. Oh, for fuck's sake. I had one job. I know. Okay, real quickly, just put some questions in the chat. I'll do them live. We'll do them just live as we go. And if you had a question, I'll do this for 5 more minutes. And then I'm going to do a bonus show this afternoon or tomorrow morning. One of the two. I'm as reliable as the New York subway system. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. I'm done with you. Oh no, I'm not typing all that shit again. Oh my God, I feel so bad. You can't close it. I didn't close it though. Wait, here it is. Ah! It's back. No, it went to top chat. Why is it was just there. Why do ants... Wait a minute. When did you get here? Once you close the Q&A, the questions vanish. But I didn't close the Q&A. I opened a whole new thing just so I could do a separate window of it. Why do ants run away when I fart? 'Cause you nasty. No, fuck it. Not doing it live. I'm sorry, Somnambull Nation. I feel like such a failure right now. P-Dog Knight, who is your favorite Gomez Adams? Oh man, that's tough because I thought Raul Julia was awesome, but it's hard to go against the original Gomez. That's you know what I mean? Yeah, no Medal of Freedom for me. I know I'm not getting a Medal of Freedom. Annalyn, are self-replicating Franken ants more of an issue for invasive species than fire ants? Well, yes, because they don't even need to have sex to repeat themselves. So of course, there you go. Yes, you did. You removed it from chat. No, you can do that. You can go back and forth. Oh, I accidentally removed it from chat. When I opened the new window, I must have accidentally clicked when I went to move it over here and it closed. So I'm screwed. If you unpin it, it disappears. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't mean that on personal. No, and are you a pirate? No, I'm not a pirate. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'll do a special show of only Q&A. Only Q&A. Only Q&A. You become king of a nation. What do you call it? And what is your first act? What do I call it? It's a new nation. I'm a king. I'm the king of the new nation. Well, I was going to say Ogikistan, but that sounds too much like Ogikistan, and I'm talking about my natural-born father's last name, which is Ogike. So I can't call it that because it sounds too like Ogikistan. So, Chenanistan And my first act would be to hand out AR-15s to every citizen and say, hey, if you commit a crime, that's called fucking around and finding out. Okay. Shrapnel, what faction would you be in the Brotherhood of Steel NCR Enclave? I don't know what the Brotherhood of Steel is. I'm woefully not cool. Woodcutter, good morning. P-Dog Knight wins the Medal of Freedom for boomerism. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Avocados Diabli, why do you remind me of Raymond Burr when I wear earplugs and close my eyes while watching your show? Well, sometimes I can talk like Raymond Burr, and he has this voice that sounds like this. I don't know. You can hear my wheelchair rolling around. I don't know. If you get that reference, you are old. GDS, okay, that's that. Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Because I'm an angel. Carla Martiopolis. Oh, that wouldn't be bad either. Martiopolis. Yeah. The Addams Family or the Munsters? Oh, that's tough. They were very different shows. I think the Addams Family actually was the smarter of the shows. The Munsters was kind of sight gags and goofiness, where the Munsters were kind of cerebral comedy. Yes, Somnobulation, Ironside, very good. Why does the fifth dentist always disagree? What's up with him? He's a communist. That's why. That's easy. The fifth dentist is a fucking communist. All right, guys. I hate to do this because I screwed up. I'll do a bonus show of just Q&A only. And it could be this afternoon. It may be tomorrow morning. But one of the two I will do. And so we'll do, it'll be Q&A. It'll be just basically, it's going to be a complete live chat shit show. And we're going to just, that's the way it's going to be. So there you go. So look for that. I'm hoping to do it this afternoon. I got so much stuff to do today, though. But if not, it'll definitely be tomorrow morning. And so I hope you show. No, I won't. No, he won't. I'll do my best. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll drop the links in the chat at the end of the show, which is right now. That's it. Gotta go. Thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. Please hit the like button, share the stream, and all that stuff. I gotta go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. See you shortly. Bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.